So now that we've learned how to answer a case study, let's do some exercises. And before we start using the exercises, I would like to lay out or explain the format for it. So as previously mentioned before, there are actually two types of case studies. The first is what I call the more formal written case studies, and this is expected in what we call a more formal structured interview. And it's usually used mostly in consulting companies, either IT management or otherwise, and it's also used sometimes by end users. Usually you would still get what we call a business orientated case study for management consulting companies. Some management consulting companies, especially for IT roles or IT consulting companies, will have process case studies, and end users will usually have IT case studies. And as I discussed before, the output could be a PowerPoint, it could be written on a flip chart, it could be that we verbally discuss something. Now, for the exercises, I've included a number of these type of written case studies, and the expectation is for you to listen to the case study and try to produce an answer in PowerPoint. Now for the case studies that are asked in interviews, it's usually in a question of a scenario. They're usually process or IT orientated. Now for these, what I would suggest is look at my video, look at the question that I have, and pause it. Yeah, and then try to answer it, and then unpause it, and then see how I answered it. So finally, let's have a look at the format of the example case studies that you have. The first video is actually an introduction to the case study itself. It's just a, here is the case study, I will read it to you, maybe offer a little bit more explanation. You can also, if you want to, just download the PowerPoint and try to answer the case study from there. The second video of the case study is what I call Hint 1 and Hint 2. Hint 1 provides a guidance on how you answer the question. Hint 2 provides you explicit hints regarding the case study itself. I would suggest that you first look at Hint 1 and see the guidance, and then maybe try to answer the case study. If you're truly stuck, you have Part 2 or Hints 2, which tells you explicit hints with regards to that case study. And the way I would use it is, as I said before, look at the case study, try to answer it on your own. If you're struggling, look at Hints 1, see if you can do it again. If you're still struggling, look at Hints 2 to help you out. And the third video is an example answer. Of course, there could be many answers, and this is just one of them. And what you should do is compare your answer to the example answer given. And finally, at the end of that video is a post-mortem of things that you should have considered when answering the case study. And this, of course, is for the written case study. There are also other videos that are for the case studies that appear up in just interviews. And the format is the case study, I will read out the case study, then I would just answer it. And what you can do is, after I read out the case study, you can stop the video, and then you can try to answer it yourself, like in a normal interview, and then you can unpause the video and see how I answered it. Usually at the end of that, there's a bit of a post-mortem where I review my answer and I critique myself, what I did good, what I did bad. So it's up to you how you want to do it. You can just watch the question, watch me answer it, watch the question, try to answer it. It's up to you how you feel best to use it.